I always knew my parents had a favorite. I just never thought it would go this far. I'm Martha, mom to two incredible kids, Ella, 10, and Leo, 7. They've been my whole world since their dad died in a car crash 3 years ago. We've held each other together through the worst. My younger sister Sophie has an 8-year-old son, Aiden. To my parents, he's the golden boy, their pride, their joy, the center of every conversation. Meanwhile, my kids, who've never caused trouble, might as well be invisible. Still, I kept the peace. I wanted my children to have grandparents in their lives, even if I had to swallow my anger at the favoritism. Then came my mother's birthday weekend at their countryside home. I thought it would be a nice chance for the kids to reconnect. Ella even saved her pocket money for a bouquet, and Leo made a glittery, heart-covered card. When we arrived, they handed the gifts to Grandma with hopeful smiles. She glanced at them, muttered, "Oh, thanks." Leave them on the table, then turned to Aiden, who had just walked in with Sophie holding a store-bought cake. "Oh, my angel," she squealed, smothering him in hugs. Ella's face fell. Leo whispered. She didn't even say thank you. The rest of the evening was a non-stop love fest for Aiden. When he spilled soda on the couch, my dad laughed. When Leo accidentally knocked over a coaster, Dad snapped, "Can't you be more careful?" At dinner, Aiden mocked Ella for not knowing chess. I asked my parents to step in, but Mom just sipped her wine. Kids tease. Don't make a scene. That night, I cried quietly after tucking my kids in. I should have left then. I didn't. The next morning, I ran to the pharmacy for Ella's allergy medicine. When I returned, my kids were sitting on the porch with their suitcases. "What's going on?" I asked, panic rising. "Grandpa told us to leave," Leo said, his voice shaking. "He said we were too loud." Aiden needed quiet. Inside, I confronted them. Dad didn't look up from his paper. "Aiden's gifted. He needs a stable environment." Mom nodded. "You're overreacting." And that's when I knew. They didn't love my children. They never had. The drive home was silent. My kids looked confused, hurt, small. Something in me hardened. I was done keeping the peace. What they didn't know was that 6 months earlier, after a brutal legal battle, I'd inherited my late husband's shares in his tech startup, worth millions. I'd kept it quiet to avoid drama. Now, I knew exactly how to use it. I bought a beautiful home in a gated community, enrolled the kids in a private school with emotional support programs, hired a child therapist. I vowed they'd never feel unwanted again. 2 months later, I hosted a back-to-school brunch. I kept the invites casual. My parents and Sophie came. When they saw the house, Mom's jaw dropped. "Whose place is this?" "Mine," I said, "bought with a portion of the business money." The brunch was perfect. Laughter, music, joy. Ella gave a sweet speech. Leo showed off his art gallery in the sunroom. Then I stood up. "Many of you have watched my children grow through grief and healing," I began. "But not everyone treated them fairly. I was told they were disruptive, less special, that they should leave a home just for being children." I looked at my parents. That moment broke me, but it also made me stronger. I turned to my kids. "You are my joy, my pride, my heart. No one will ever make you feel small again." Then to the room. "I've created a trust. Everything I own, this home, my company shares, will go directly to Ella and Leo, protected from any outside interference." My parents went pale. Mom opened her mouth but said nothing. They left early. No hugs, no apologies. We haven't heard from them since. And honestly, I don't miss them. My kids finally have what they always deserved: love, respect, and a home where they come first.